Are we bringing back the Roaring Twenties? I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to stay tuned and find out. Hello, my dears. It's Katie, and I'm here today with my 2020 plans. I have quite a bit to talk to you guys about today, and I should probably get my news out of the way first before I launch into all of the plans that I've got. So, first things first. I hate to say this, especially since it's the beginning of the new year and everything, but I'm going to be taking a bit of a step back in my YouTube life. I'm not going away, not by any means. I don't know if I can stop. I love the community that I've built here and the friends that I've made and everything. But just with the way that my life is and with my job and everything, I don't think I can continue to put out the amount of content that I do on a regular basis. So what that means is you will probably only get one, maybe two videos from me a month. I don't know if you guys know this, but I tend to pre-film my videos like weeks and months in advance so that I am able to just kind of keep going and keep giving you out content and everything. So November and December were fairly stressful months for me because I was working and not sleeping and trying to read and then also editing and filming videos for you guys. Just so I can put out a lot of stuff because I was trying to prepare for the new year and the new decade and everything. And I wanted to go in with a completely clean slate, completely fresh start. So, you guys won't be getting as much content from me. Let's put it this way, you guys won't be getting as much volume from me. So, I won't be posting 2 to 3 times a week anymore. I just can't afford it. My health can't afford it. And I can't do it. Like, this new year is first and foremost going to be about trying to prioritize my well-being because I have definitely been putting that on the back burner realistically the majority of my life, but in particular the last couple of years with law school and everything. I really need to work on my sleep. I know I said the same thing last year, but I really do need to work on my sleep along with some other things. So just YouTube needs to be hit on a not pause, but slow down from 3 times speed to 1 time speed. So you guys will probably, as I said, be getting 1 to 2 videos of me a month. And my plan for those will depend on different things. My initial thought and plan was to just kind of like do a chatty reading update as to just how my life is going and what I've been reading and how I've been feeling about it. Just a really relaxed kind of a thing. It doesn't take a lot of brain or mind effort. But then at the same time, there are some kinds of videos that I still really enjoy doing. Like, I've got a couple of discussions planned for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to doing those. Or at least the couple that I've got planned. So those might come out. I also have had 1 or 2 people express an interest in hearing about some travel stuff from me because I do a lot of traveling. I've done a lot of traveling, both domestically and abroad, and I know some people kind of wanted to hear about some of my adventures. So I might do a video or 2 about that, depending on interest or what you guys want to hear about, or if that's something that you guys would want to see on my channel. Definitely just let me know. It's kind of something that I've thought about doing for a long time, but I don't know quite how to start. There are different avenues that I can take to do that. I can just talk about my adventures, like blanket one fell swoop kind of a thing. I can talk about different countries that I went to or different regions depending on how much I got to explore a given country and how old I was and how much I remember the details of, because there are some countries that I went to where I remember a lot, but I couldn't tell you like how I got there or, things of that sort. So if that's something that you guys are kind of interested in, let me know. Feel free to like ask me about it, and I can make videos periodically about it if it is something that you guys are interested in. As I said, it's just something that I've thought about, and I know, as I said, one or two people were kind of interested to hear a bit more about my travels. And since it is something that I'm very passionate about, and if I ever go on a trip or something, I'm always going to take you along with me because I just like documenting it. Normally, I just journal, and I have blogged in the past, but just vlogging is just, in some ways, it's easier and you get to capture more while also taking in things in a different way. So, I don't know. Just expect travel vlogs from me at some point whenever I get another chance to go somewhere. There are tentative plans for some travel trips later on this year, but I don't know if they're actually going to happen or what. There are a lot of factors that go into planning something like that, especially right now. So, long story short, I am going to be putting out less content. You will probably get more than 12 videos from me a year, but I can't guarantee anything, especially, as I said, with just the way that things are going. And I mean, this isn't something that I've just decided lightly. It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. In fact, I actually mentioned it several months back, and then it just didn't end up happening because I had so much pre-filmed already. I was like, wait, why did I talk about this? I already have like all of these videos that are planned, and I know I'm going to be filming more before the year is up. So now, for real, I'm going to be putting out quite a bit less because I think at this point, I've only got 2 videos that I know for sure are going to go out in the next couple of weeks/months. And that's it. I am not going to be really planning too much. I'm not even going to do exactly like monthly wrap-ups. It's probably going to be more sporadic than that, maybe every 3 months, or as I said, do a chatty reading update, which I'm more inclined to do at this point. Like, I've toyed with different ways to do wrap-ups, but we'll see what ends up happening. But you guys probably won't see tags from me, or like top 5 Wednesdays, like the really light, not a lot of brain effort videos, I guess you can call them. That sounds mean, but that's kind of what they are in some ways, at least to me. They're just quick and easy videos to make, and I think that's kind of why I got caught in that rut all the time. I was just like, oh, this is interesting, and then I was just kind of realizing that, wait, a lot of these questions are kind of similar. What's going on here? And then I just kind of got stuck, and then people started tagging me in things, and then I was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do these because I do every video that I'm tagged in. But I just, as I said, I can't do it anymore with work and everything, but also just the community that I have here. It's small, and I love my community. I love the people that I have met here. I love the friendships that I've made. But my growth is quite stagnant. And sometimes that can be really discouraging to me. It's like I feel like I need to put out all of this content. I feel like I need to film, and I'm just not growing, and I'm not really going anywhere. And it took a lot, but I think I'm okay with it. There are definitely periods where I'm not okay with it, and it really bothers me. There's a certain type of pressure and a certain type of stress that goes along with making content like this, even though it's supposed to be fun. Because for me, this is first and foremost a hobby. I told you guys last year that when I reached 100, like, that was my goal. Like, always just wanted to reach 100. And then, I look around me and I'm like, everyone's like at 1,000 or more subscribers, it seems like, and I'm stuck here. And sometimes that really gets to me because I'm like, I've been here for almost 3 years and I have barely gotten anywhere. And that's fine. But at the same time, as I said, it does get to you sometimes. And it's something that I definitely struggle with every so often. But for the most part, I am very happy with where I'm at. Even though it took me a long time to get there, and it's something that I still do struggle with sometimes. Emma Novella actually did a really great video about this topic, and I'll link it down below for you guys to go and watch and check out if you're interested, because it was really well done and she kind of summed up a lot of what I feel like a lot of booktubers feel in some way, shape, or form, or have felt in some way, shape, or form at one point or another. And she just did a really good job with it. And I mean, it's definitely something I've talked about before too, and I'll also link that down below in case you guys missed it. But it's something that I feel like is there's a certain stigma surrounding that in our community, and I think in some ways it is something that we should talk about, because you're more likely to lose people if you don't talk about it, or if you don't reach out and kind of talk to people and include them. It's really difficult though, just bridging that gap, and as I said, that's something that I've talked about before. So it's just that struggle of finding balance between work and fun and sleep, basically. I don't know how people who have full-time jobs manage to read and film and edit everything and put out so much content all at once. I don't know, maybe it's just the difference between the types of jobs that they have and the one that I have. I don't know, but I just know that it's not something that I can sustain and do easily and stay sane. So I need to just take a step back and kind of take care of myself and live my life. And not be beholden to one activity or the other, because I honestly have felt like over the last couple of months, or the last year in some way, like I've been living 3 different lives. I've been living my booktube life with the people here and the content that I put out, and just reading and consuming content and all of this stuff. It's so vastly different than what work Katie is, or even school Katie is, or just like other social Katie. And I just feel like I'm just being stretched incredibly thin, and I barely have a time like for myself, even though I am by myself sometimes. I mean, I'm an only child, so I am by myself. That being said, let's discuss the things that I am planning on doing this year with my reading and everything, because I do still have time to read. I make an effort to read every night before I go to sleep. That is something that will not stop. It's just the filming and the editing and everything that goes along with it that is so time consuming, especially since I'm not great at editing and I have like 0 patience for it, which is not great, because I know a lot of booktubers do put a lot of time and effort into their editing, and I just don't. Like, I do, but I don't, if that makes sense. I mean, we all put effort into our content. Like, it clearly shows. Sometimes it's important to, take a step back and kind of reevaluate sometimes, or even just to take a break. Like, I know a lot of booktubers who kind of take breaks when they're not feeling in the right spot or not in the right mind space or whatnot. I can't just do that. I can't. Just my personality, I feel super guilty about it, and like I can't do it. So what I'm gonna do instead is still put out content, just less, and just try and keep a regular schedule. I don't know what my schedule will be yet, but definitely keep an eye out for things. It'll probably either be the beginning of the month or the end of the month. I'm not sure which. It'll probably depend on my schedule at any given time or moment. So bear with me. So anyway, all of that aside, some other things that I am planning on doing this year with my reading, as I said, is continuing on reading. And my reading plans are kind of as follows. First of all, as you guys will have seen at some point in the last couple of weeks, I am doing a Friends Choose My TBR kind of exercise. So I'm going to be working my way through those 12 books that have been chosen for me. I don't know if it's going to be one book a month, but that's kind of what the original plan was when I thought about it. But there might be one or two where I do like 2 a month or something rather than just one. It'll depend on the book and the size and the amount of time that I have and the mental space that I'm in. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm also going to continue doing my rereads with Vendi and whoever else wants to join in. I'll link that video also for you guys down below so you can see kind of the general books that we are planning on rereading. But just to kind of sum it up, it's the entire Realm of the Elderling series, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, the Winter Night trilogy, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I think that might be it. We've already done our reread of Red, White, and Royal Blue, or initial read in Vendi's case. And I don't know if we're going to do another one. Well, I probably will because I am garbage for that book and it's my everything. So if anyone wants to read it with me at any point, please feel free to reach out because I will still be very active on Twitter. In fact, I might be doing more stuff over there than I am here. I've also considered doing a blog, but then I realized, wait, you can just write reviews on Goodreads. So I'm probably going to be doing that a lot more as well, so you guys can still get my thoughts on things, but in a more comprehensive way, because writing for some reason is just a lot faster for me. Like verbalizing my thoughts is really easy, but it's the editing stuff that is time consuming for me. It's just all of the different steps that I have to go through in order to do the video thing. I'm a very verbal person, so just verbalizing everything is just a lot easier for me. But for sake of time and, as I said, my sanity, writing would probably be a bit easier, even though I'm not, in my opinion at least, the greatest writer ever. Like, I'm not. I have very difficult feelings about writing. And so besides those two things, I've got a few series I want to continue or pick up, but I'm not going to hold myself to that. I tried to do that last year because I was still in school and whatnot, and it didn't go quite according to plan. My year-long TBR just ended up going like 95% out of the window. Well, not 95%, but a large chunk of what I was planning on reading just went out the window. I just did not do that. So I'm going to be a little bit more flexible with my reading. I'm going to try and get back into my mood reading roots and see what happens, because I tried to do that at the end of last year and it just wasn't working out. But I think now that I've had a few months to try and like settle in a little bit, and now that I'm taking the pressure off of myself by not doing 500 things of content at a time, that I will be able to kind of get myself back into mood reading and just try and bring the joy back into reading for me, because in some level, like, booktube has drained me of just the joy of that I used to have when reading. Like, I would just pick up a book, the summary sounded really interesting, and then I'd read it and see what I thought about it, instead of listening to 500 people talk about the same book and talk at me about it and kind of sway me one way or another before I even get a chance to read it. And I want to get back into that mysterious, like, oh, this sounds really interesting and I'm really excited about it, without being skewed by like everybody. Are there a few people whose opinions I still really value and really want to engage in? Absolutely. But I want to take some of that joy back for myself and just try and figure out how I feel without knowing much about anything before going in, because it's definitely changed my reading of it. And you guys will hear me talk about that more in the coming months. And then I'm also planning on doing a couple of readathons. There have been a couple of readathons that I've been putting off for a couple of years, mostly because of school, and I just couldn't participate and do school things at the same time. So I'm planning on, if it's happening again this year, I don't actually know if it's happening again, but if the magical readathon happens with the Owls and the Newts this year, I definitely want to participate in those for the first time. I don't know how intensive my participation will be, like if I'll participate like on Twitter and vlog and whatever, but it is definitely something that I want to do for the challenges, to try and figure out what my career is, etc. It's just something that I've always watched other people do and have been envious on the sidelines, being like, I want to be participating in this, but I haven't been able to. And then also the bookie trials that happen in July. If those are happening again, I definitely want to try and participate in those as well. It's just, it was another one where I was like sitting on the sidelines last year and I was like so mad I couldn't participate. It was just something I really, really wanted to do, but it didn't work out, and I was really quite disappointed. But I was in the middle of bar prep and it just was not going to happen for me. So those are like the main readathons that I want to participate in. There might be a few others that I've participated in the past that happen again down the line, like Classicsathon that happened in August, and I participated in that and I had a good time with it. So like the little ones might happen too, but for the most part I really just want to participate in those three: the Owls, the Newts, and the bookie trials. Just, I love month-long readathons. They just make my mind happier. I feel less, stressed out about reading things in a specific time period than than when I'm doing a month-long one. I'm just like, oh, I can just go at my own pace, kind of a thing. Just, I don't like rushing through books. Just to recap, my reading year is going to be a little bit more laid back because I am going to be putting out less content. It's also going to be hopefully more mood reading and going back to what I actually enjoy. But also at the same time still having a few books here and there that I do actually want to get to and to read, such as the ones that my friends have chosen for me. A lot of them have been on my TBR for a long time, and I'm really excited to get to a lot of, if not all of them. There are some that I added to my TBR and I'm like, I'm a little hesitant about this. But having my friends pick it for me is making me a little bit more excited because I'll definitely have someone to talk to about them, about my feelings with when I'm reading them. And then I'm planning on participating in a few readathons and just reading what's on my physical TBR and just kind of having it be a chill, relaxed kind of catch-up year with less stress, hopefully. So those are my general plans. I don't know if anything's going to change. We'll see what happens. But definitely let me know down below what some of your reading plans are. And if you are interested in maybe seeing some travel-like videos of some sort from me, and if you are, let me know what kind of thing you're interested in seeing. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a better idea of where to start, because it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I'm like, I don't know how to begin to talk about this thing. But I mean, I do have different, as I said, different paths I could take with it depending on what you guys are interested in and what you want to see. But yeah, I don't know what is going to happen from here on out, but I won't be gone forever. I won't. I will still be fairly active on Twitter, just It is an easy platform and it's where a lot of the action happens. I'm probably also going to be a little bit more active on Goodreads this year because I will be probably writing out reviews and things just to get my thoughts down about a thing. And I will be doing it in the same style as I do my video reviews, just written down. Um, and I will, of course, talk to you about the books that I've read in some manner or form, but just more, maybe more in a chatty or relaxed setting rather than here is this review structure and whatnot. I just need something different. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, if anything. Because there is also a very big likelihood that all of these plans that I am telling you about will also go out the window and I'll end up putting out like 5 videos a week again and stressing myself out. Because I struggle to break habits sometimes. And I feel like sometimes if I don't put out videos, then I panic. But then if I put out videos, I also panic. So I'm just like stuck in this constant tug of war of yes, no, yes, no. And it's exhausting. But yeah, let me know down below what your reading plans are for 2020 if you have any, and just thoughts, comments, questions, queries about the changes that are coming. And if you are someone who would be interested in seeing the travel-y things from me, let me know what you kind of want to see down below. And I will, as I said, still be active on Twitter and on Goodreads, where I'll be writing out my reviews and things, because it's just be a better time of it. And those links are always going to be down there in the description for you guys to check out if you're interested. And then, as always, my Ships and Fandoms page are, of course, always linked down below if you are also interested. But other than that, I will catch you later in another video for you guys again sometime in the near future. Bye!